Before the stars, before even the earth, before the gods themselves, what existed? Modern science speaks of the Big Bang. Some philosophers speak of primordial energy. But one of the most ancient texts of humanity gives a shocking answer. The sages of the Upanishads said, "The universe began with hunger, not light, neither matter, and not even time, but hunger." This very extraordinary idea appears in the ancient Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, a text composed more than 2000 years ago. And its description of the beginning of the universe is unlike anything you may have heard before. The Brihadaranyaka Upanishad begins with a mysterious declaration. In the beginning, nothing existed. The universe was covered by death, and death was hunger. Before creation, there was no earth, no sky, no sun. There were no gods, no humans, no living beings. There was only a vast, undifferentiated existence. And within that existence was a force, a powerful, restless force. A hunger to consume, a hunger to become, a hunger to exist. The Upanishad describes this very hunger as the first principle of creation. According to the Upanishadic vision, this very hunger was not merely an emotion. It was the first cosmic being. The text says that this hunger, this primordial death, desired something. It desired to have a body, to fulfill its hunger. And so, the first being began to create. Creation did not happen as an accident. It happened as a response to the hunger, the desire to experience, the very desire to expand, the desire to overcome all the emptiness. This very hunger transformed itself and began shaping the universe. From that primordial hunger came the first manifestations. The Upanishad symbolically describes the emergence of cosmic forces. Fire arose, water arose. The elements began to differentiate. Gradually, the universe unfolded. Stars formed, worlds emerged, life began to appear. And within every living being, that same original hunger continued to exist. The hunger to live, the hunger to grow, the hunger to understand. In this very way, the Upanishad suggests that the same force which created the cosmos still lives inside us. But the sages were not merely describing physical creation. They were revealing something deeper about existence. In Vedic philosophy, hunger represents desire. The Sanskrit concept is Kāma. Desire is what moves the universe. A seed desires to grow into a tree. A mind desires knowledge. A seeker desires truth. Without desire, nothing would move. Nothing would change. Nothing would ever come into being. Even spiritual awakening begins from a form of hunger, a longing to know, a longing to understand reality. The Upanishads teach that the entire universe is driven by this very fundamental impulse, the impulse to become. But here lies the profound paradox. The very force that creates the universe can also bind us to it. Hunger leads to creation, but hunger also leads to attachment. Desire creates worlds, but desire can also create suffering. And this is why the Upanishads ultimately guide the seeker toward understanding the higher truth. Beyond hunger, beyond desire, beyond creation itself. They call this ultimate reality Brahman. The infinite consciousness from which everything arises and to which everything eventually returns. So the next time you look at the stars, remember what the ancient sages suggested. The universe may not have begun with light. It may not have begun with matter. According to the Upanishads, the cosmos began with something far more intimate, a cosmic hunger, a hunger to exist, a hunger to experience, and perhaps that same ancient hunger still burns quietly within every one of us. If you like the contents of my channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more such enlightening contents. For the time being, thank you.